Y'all, all right. I don't know if you've been watching Love Island, but I just got up to date, y'all, so I'm late. But better late than never, right? Now, we got to talk about it. If you are on the 27th episode, okay, please comment down below because I don't want to do spoilers for people that haven't seen it yet, but you got to be catching up with the season. It's on Peacock. If you haven't watched it, catch up, okay, because it's a lot. But we're going to talk about this last episode, episode 27. Now, I'm just going to say this real quick because it was drama. I'm just doing piece by piece, about the points and drama that stood out to me, that I was just disappointed. Now, they had this game where, they can write a note to each other, right? And air things out. All right. Now, SHELLEY, OLANDRIA is my girls. They're my faves on the show, okay? I love them. Seriously, they stood out to me. Now, I'm gonna just say this, y'all, okay? My faves on the show, I really was rooting for Ace and SHELLEY, okay? And then I was also rooting for Taylor and OLANDRIA. And I was also rooting for Nick and Ciara. It's just so many people that I was rooting for. But this episode, I was very disappointed in SHELLEY, OLANDRIA, because I felt like, and Ciara too. Now, I gotta say this about Ciara too. They pissed me off a little bit when they voted off Haley. What's her name? Haley. Yeah, Haley. And they said that the reason why they voted her off is because she wasn't giving it a real experience and she got attached to Pepe. But I'm like, huh? Because Ciara was attached to Nick. And yes, they kissed other people in challenges, but they've been really, really close, Now they're locked in. I didn't see her give so many people chances and really give her all. And it did the same thing to Jeremiah. And for me, listen, I like Ace, but I felt like Ace was, to me, I didn't like the fact that he was making it seem like Jeremiah was wrong for liking the girl first day and all that. Now, listen, I get it. The experience is to find the connection, but also explore, Because in order for you to know if you got the right connection, you should explore and see, who you like, who you don't like. I get that. You got to have the real experience. But the thing I didn't like what Ace said and did was that they making it feel like if you have a connection with someone is wrong. Because when the other new girl came in, when Jeremiah was liking her, he made an issue about that too. And said how, oh yeah, he came onto her strongly and he wasn't, that wasn't cool. He's doing it again. Ain't that what the show's about? Comment down below. Just let me know in the comments, y'all. Am I wrong? I get it. When you first come on to the show, you want to make sure you're having the best experience, and you should test out connections because you never know. But if I find somebody that I actually like and they like me too, I'm not saying that it did seem a little fishy at first. Everybody felt like HUDA and Jeremiah relationship was a little, at first. We don't know. But I can tell that HUDA really liked him. And I can tell that Jeremiah liked her. But then he started slowly drifting away. And then he had people in his head. But I felt like when it came to Ace, I just didn't understand the concept of that because it was this is what the show was about, And with Ace, he did test out in the beginning, being open and doing his thing, but you like SHELLEY. Same thing with Taylor and OLANDRIA at the beginning. So if that's what they're gonna do when it comes to Jeremiah, I felt like they should do the same thing to Taylor. Because now look at Taylor. He met another new girl, and he's all locked in with her. And kind of played OLANDRIA to the side. Not saying he did it on purpose. I'm all about if you have a connection with someone and you like this person, you should go for it. And he's not wrong for that at all. I don't think Taylor's wrong for his feelings and how he felt with the new girl. And if he's not feeling that same way about OLANDRIA, then he should explore that for sure. I just didn't like the way he did it because it felt like he was locked in with OLANDRIA and then out the blue. When the beautiful new girl, I gotta remember her name. See, I'm just catching up, y'all. So I gotta remember people's names. I'm sorry about that. I will do better on the next recap. Comment down below Taylor's new girl's name. Because I was like, she's beautiful. But all of the girls are beautiful. Okay, they all are beautiful. But I was like, okay, Taylor. I was a little disappointed, because I really like OLANDRIA. But this episode, they had to write a letter to each other, and they was airing some stuff out. Now, on the last episode, Shelly, you know, they did a challenge. She felt the way because Huda was kissing on Ace, okay? That's what she's saying. Now, it's another guy that came in that was in Casamore, and Shelly and him was getting to know each other. His name is Chris. And I like Chris, by the way, too. I think he's a very handsome guy. I mean, I think that, you know, he handled himself very well. I actually like Chris. You know what I'm saying? For her, I did. But then Huda, she came to her and told her, like, listen, because Huda didn't have any other people that she liked in the house, she told Shelly that she wanted to get to know him and that she wanted to bring him back. And Shelly agreed. So fast forward to this episode, she wrote something to Huda talking about the whole Chris situation, the new boy that's inside of the villa, and made it seem like Huda wasn't being a girl's girl, and like she was basically bringing him back for her, and that's what they talked about. But she openly said to Shelly that she was interested in him. Now, what got me too was when Olandria put Huda on blast for kissing Chris, okay? Because Huda went to, you know, talk to her girls that she thought she can trust, and told her that she made out with Chris. But then she gonna put her on blast and say that, and Chris was like, yo, wait a minute now, like, that's my business. Like, I don't like that you did that. He handled himself so well. That made me like Chris even more, okay? And it actually made me root for them, Huda and Chris, okay? But Shelly, the reason why I was disappointed, because I thought that she was upset about the whole Ace kissing Huda situation. Like, they were doing a lot. I ain't gonna lie. But she wrote a letter to Chris, too, talking about something like she felt like he wasn't, like, giving her the same attention that he was doing in the Casamore. And he's like, what attention would you expecting? Like, what do you mean? You know? And I guess she wanted him to chase her, but she has Ace there. And he's like, listen, you pick Ace. I'm here. He wanted her, but, you know, he got to know Huda, and he liked Huda. He told everybody that, y'all. Y'all, this season so far, they were pissing me off on this episode. I ain't gonna lie. It was a lot. And then Amaya as well. I felt bad for her a little bit when she was breaking down crying because she felt like everybody was teaming up against her. And I do feel like Amaya, she wasn't my favorite at first, okay? She wasn't. She's growing on me though, for sure. And I did feel bad for her in that moment because I feel like it's okay to cry. It's okay to have emotions. She's entitled to express herself the way she wants to. And I feel bad that she wasn't able to find a connection that she really, really felt was genuine. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do feel bad for that. And I feel bad for Huda this episode. I feel like Huda apologized to Shelly. And she, you know, she felt like they was just doing a challenge when it came to Ace. And now when it comes to Shelly, she felt the way about it, putting boundaries on her and Ace, but she wants to get to know Chris more. I just thought it was wrong. Okay, and I thought Olandria was wrong too. So I like Shelly still, but I was looking at her like, wait a minute, Shelly, now you trying to have your cake and eat it too, because Ace felt the way that she went back and kissed Chris in the challenge twice. And he has a right to feel that way. And you can see on Ace's face that he was so disappointed when, you know, he found out that Shelly felt the way about Chris and Huda. Ace's face looks so sad. I felt bad. But also, Taylor and Olandria. Okay, now, I'm just going to say this. I like Olandria, but I do feel like Coco should have stayed because I felt like Olandria didn't really have that much options, you know, there anymore. Like, Taylor didn't seem like he was interested anymore. And then the other guys, she was there with them at Casamore, and it wasn't nothing. So I just felt like Coco should have got a chance, you know, especially because Ace seemed interested, you know. But I was happy to see her finally express her emotions towards Taylor. She was handling herself so classy, and I love it. But it's okay to express your emotions. And she got pissed, and she finally expressed how she felt about Taylor to him. And that, I ain't gonna lie, I was proud of her. I mean, I think she did go too far by calling him a bitch, but I was proud of her. And I was proud of Taylor as well for standing on business and saying how he really felt, you know? And I can tell that Taylor wasn't all the way into Olandria for whatever reason, because it took him a while to get to that physical, you know, interaction. And with the new girl, it was not that. I'm sorry for saying new girl. I gotta remember her name. I'm so sorry. So many people on that show, and I'm just catching up, and it's so fast, and I'm like, oh. But I think all of the girls are gorgeous. I'm just disappointed in Shelley a little bit. I am, because I felt like that wasn't fair. Okay, I'm disappointed in Olandria for that moment when she freaking put HUDA on blast about kissing Chris. I felt like that was wrong, and if that's your friend too, why are you picking sides? You know. And Ciara, no shade to Ciara. I like Ciara and Nick, but I thought Nick was phony a little bit right there. I'm not gonna lie, Nick, I like you, but when you came to HUDA and made it seem like you, like, I'm here for you, you feel like people was against it in the house and all that, and then you wrote a letter to her stating how she should have went home, and how Haley should have, I think her name is Haley, if I'm not mistaken, should have stayed. I was like, huh? You know, and then Ciara saying how she don't want Nick kissing everybody, but then on the challenge, she kissing everybody, girls, boys, and everything. So I was just like, I cannot, but I can't wait to see what happens on the next episode, y'all. I will be talking about it. Let's get our popcorn. Let's talk about it, y'all. This is juicy, okay? I love Love Island, and this episode was one of the best. Comment down below your thoughts. Who do you like the most? Do you feel like Shelley was wrong? Do you feel like HUDA was wrong? Or Landria? What do you guys feel? Let me know. Let's talk about it in the comment section down below. All right, y'all. Stay tuned, and I'll be back with more. Mwah. Bye.